Hi everyone! Do you enjoy your drawing time? Today, I'm going to show you the process of how my artwork comes to life. I was thinking of staying silent during the process, but I want you to feel like we are chatting and drawing together like friends. So, I'm adding some commentary. I will also explain some of my coloring techniques along the way. I hope this video will be helpful for you. First of all, thank you for finding this new channel. Most of the videos on this channel are tutorials. If you enjoyed the video, please support me by subscribing to the channel or leaving a comment. By the way, I'm Japanese and I grew up surrounded by comics, anime, and games. So illustration has always been a part of my life since I was a kid. I'm still learning and improving my own skills, so I'm not in a position to say anything too grand. But I'd be really happy if my videos could help someone out. YouTube is more of a one-way street, so that's a bit sad for me, but that's why your comments are very welcome. Please let me know if there are any parts of the video that are hard to follow, or if you have any suggestions for improvement of the video. Alright, let's talk about the illustration now. When I start drawing, I usually decide on a big theme, a story, and a rough idea of the final image. This time, the themes are motorcycle, cat, and high heels. I found that including about 3 elements usually gives a good balance. Having just one feels a bit empty, and more than 3 can make it feel too much. By the way, I really enjoy drawing the machines and gadgets. Someday, I'd love to draw a how-to on drawing gadget or machines. I had a pretty good idea of the motorcycle, but I hadn't really thought about the girl, so that took a bit more time. Initially, I planned to draw the girl drinking water with a thirsty-looking cat nearby, but I felt bad for the cat, so I decided to put the cat on the motorcycle instead. Once I had the rough sketch done, I move on to the line art. Usually use the pencil tool for line art because it gives it a more analog feel. When drawing the line art, it's helpful to think about the main folds in the clothing. To keep the analog vibe, I prefer to draw by hand as much as possible, but I struggled with drawing the tires perfectly round. People who can draw perfect circles are amazing. No matter how much I practice, I never feel like I can get circles just right. Can you see it? I finally used a shape tool. I prefer drawing by hand, but I just couldn't get it right this time. Is there a secret to drawing a perfect circle? Now, let's move on to coloring. For most of my coloring, I use a watercolor brush that's stamped in Clip Studio. I also use watercolors in Procreate, but I customize my brushes there. Generally, I use Clip Studio more often. When there is a background, I start by painting it first. Sometimes I carefully set up a color palette, and at a time like now, I just start without any plan. Since I wasn't planning on having a background this time, I was just putting down some random colors. Before I begin painting, I always decide where the light is coming from. When painting glosses in a watercolor style, I leave the lightest part where the light hits and then add light and dark shadow. I layer the exact same color to avoid making it look messy. I wonder if there is a demand for a how-to video on painting different colors in materials. By the way, I have already gotten a request for a video on drawing closing wrinkles. Thank you for the idea. One of the things I love to do in my art is shading everything with blue. It gives a sense of unity, and I just really like the look of it. I use two brushes for this, a rough brush and a horizontal brush, and I switch between them as I paint. Right, the Japanese interface might be a bit confusing now. Sorry about that. Coloring inorganic objects like bikes is really fun. It's also challenging, so I practice regularly. Right now, I'm not very good at painting rust or broken parts, so that's something I'm working on. It's important to know your challenges when you're drawing. Being able to look at your own work objectively is really helpful. By the way, do any of you record your illustration process with time-lapse? I started doing it when I decided to launch this channel and realized how important it is to watch your own process. You can see the unnecessary moves and where you are spending too much time. Recording your process is a great way to learn about your weakness and improve. I think, at least for me. Since I started this channel, I feel like I have gotten a lot better, and it's only been a month. This illustration doesn't focus on humans, so I finished coloring the hair and the face in about 3 minutes each. But when the focus is on the person, I really put a lot of effort into coloring, especially the hair. Both drawing and coloring, it is a lot of fun. For the next art process video, I'd like to upload something centered around a human face. I often draw in a semi-realistic style, but I also enjoy anime and picture book styles. If only there were more time in life. By the way, I'm using my own cat as a reference for the cat in this drawing. The colors are totally different, but my cat sleeps in the cutest positions. I love cats, so they often show up in my artwork. Painting with watercolor in a digital environment can be tricky, but I love the soft atmosphere it creates, and I want to keep working with it. About this channel, I'm still figuring out what style of videos to make, so it might be a bit rough at times. I hope you will stick around and watch me grow. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know with a comment or a like. I still have so much more to talk about, but it looks like the artwork is almost finished. Okay, I will leave you with the finished piece. And also, there is a Japanese version of this artwork. I love mixing the old and new things. Alright then, thank you for watching until the end. Bye for now, have a great creative day. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.